My name is Vijay, and I feel like I should say I'm a reformed alcoholic. I'm a reformed marketer. This is a series about how to use the skill set of marketing to give you a license to go and work in any sort of company that you want. I was motivated to go into marketing for two fundamental reasons. One, I dropped out of med school. Mum was not very happy. And two, I thought, bugger, what do I do? I really enjoyed psychology, and I was doing a internship because I thought, shit, I need to work out what I want to do. The internship was at Procter & Gamble, and there was a HR manager who was a former marketeer who said to me, psychology, applied psychology in business, that's called marketing. And that stuck with me in around 1990, 91. And it's still probably my favorite definition of marketing because it's, for me, always driven about understanding customers and consumers and why people do things. These days, or the last 15 years, inside a company as much as the customers that you're trying to market to. I didn't really fancy Procter & Gamble. They asked me some weird questions at interview, but Unilever were brilliant. And advice point number one, find a company where you can learn and where they will give you great training. And to this day, even though some of it is dated, the marketing toolbox that's provided to you from a company like Unilever is phenomenal. So if you're starting off in marketing, figure out what that is for you. Unilever is, or was, I assume still is a business that puts marketing at the very core of what it does. So some might call that 5 Ps or 7 Ps, the entire company, whether you're in finance, in manufacturing, in R&D, you kind of bow to the customer and to the brand. That kind of means the marketer has quite a bit of say, much more than in many other companies where marketing can be the colouring in department that make the brochures, through to places where they might have some say, but they're really just more around marketing communications. At Unilever, I got to change the packaging for Dove. I needed to find a 20% reduction in cost, but in a form that still was true to the brand. It was a curved Dove bath gel bottle, and that consumers would be happy with and was still usable. You've got there's a whole ergonomic usability before usability was a thing in the 90s. It allowed me to work on tertiary and primary packaging, so the stuff that the product goes into, but also the box, and then sometimes even the design of the palette. It allowed me to play with pricing and understand the relationship between the customer, pricing, and our margins. I'm still not a strong finance person, but it gave you all of that exposure and that experience. And so if you're starting off, that's really key that you find something that gives you a grounded sense. There aren't enough marketeers taking board seats around the world. We're still, seen as too fluffy. It's still often the CFO is the most trusted. And somehow that sucks. We've got this incredible passion and connection with the customer. If we can't translate that into the language of a board, well, you're stuffed, really. So that's something I encourage every marketeer to learn from the outset. For me, innovation was a big thing. I learned a lot about innovation, which is really a lot to do with culture, with research, with process at Unilever. It was meticulous in how it managed an innovation funnel. But we were given free rein. I remember being able to put a health drink, in the 90s, the first of health drinks, on everyone's desk and call it an elixir for ideas. And we literally created an elaborate ideas box to bring in ideas and then to start filtering them. We got loads, and actually even in the 90s, old school inspiration, ideas, filtering, right through to working with R&D and manufacturing. R&D because you wanted to make a particular claim. This fragrance will stay in your clothes for 20% longer than a competitor. And so there was a meticulous program of research that would allow you to do that. And of course, you know, go into whole new areas. I have the pleasure of having launched wardrobe fresheners for the Comfort brand in the UK, which was also test launched in the Netherlands, where they have the Rabine brand, and wardrobe fresheners are called gebiltjes, if I pronounce that correctly. So testing the idea, having mock-ups made up, working with a manufacturing expert who found third-party manufacturing, and then kind of putting together the whole supply chain. It's incredible in Unilever how lots of people came out the woodwork to help you do that. So innovation is important. I think marketeers should be good at innovation because it's kind of one of the drivers of growth. It's better than cost cutting, which is another driver of financial growth. I jumped from Unilever into foods, spent some time there, and I guess I'm going to next time talk to you a little bit about journeys of marketing and how to perhaps think about your marketing career. I probably on reflection jumped around a little bit too much, but maybe society is almost wanting you to do that in industry these days. That's probably a discussion I need to explore. But I'm going to talk a bit more about career paths in marketing and food innovation, because that's what I did next. Until the next time.